Hello again, my name is Mr. Sokowski, and for this video I'm going to try to do how to do a thesis argument in less than 5 minutes. So a thesis argument is basically the section of your AP exam once you've done your contextualization for your introduction. And it's a part of the AP exam that you'll be either doing for your DBQ, your document-based question, or your LEQ, your long essay question. If you don't know what those are, you should probably refer to my other videos and look up other information on how to do it, because that's how you get your points for your written portion of your AP exam. So your thesis argument, and this is part of that longer video I posted, but if you want to just know how to do a thesis argument or a thesis statement, basically what you would want to know is this little section up here. This is a template that's used by many teachers. And it's basically gold because it forces you to make an argument for your thesis statement. So why is it called a thesis or an argument? In your thesis, you're making a statement. Now, it kind of seems simple, but the questions they give you on the AP exams don't say or require in the actual question for you to make an argument. But it's your job to whatever point they give you, if it's a compare and contrast, a CCOT, a change in continuity and change over time, a comparison, cause and effect. Those are your three major ones. Whatever they give you, you need to make an argument with it. Even though this was important, this and this were more important. That's a great way of saying it. Or although this influenced this, ultimately it was this and this that influenced it, right? Or although this and this were important, ultimately it was this. You need to kind of like make it in a section that you're making an actual point or an argument, and then your whole essay proves that point. Another good rule of thumb is to underline it, and as you write your whole essay, you always go back to it every new paragraph, and you always refer back to it. So, for instance, what influenced World War II more, politics or economics? You need to actually put 3 parts into that. This would be good for only a 2-part one, but reality is you want to say, even though, this is a great way just to start off, I guess, is even though economics played a major role in it, because it's saying this or this, ultimately it was political issues from the rise of dictatorships of Adolf Hitler, Mussolini, authoritarian regimes that played a major role in World War II. So you need to acknowledge different things while you're making a statement, but you see how I'm making a point, and in that point I'm going to try to defend it. Here, for instance, the next section down here, even if the question asks you, how did politics play a major role in starting World War II? You're like, okay, Mr. Sokowski, like, that's easy. Politics played a major role, blah, blah, blah. That's a elementary kind of school way of answering, which is not wrong, and something that we've been taught all these years. But reality is you need to say, okay, that's the question, but I'm going to make a point and argument. Not only just 1 or 2 points, I'm going to make a 3-point thesis statement with this little template down here. And with it, I'm going to show you different parts and different ideas to kind of basically push forward and argue in my essay. So here, for instance, it says, how did it play major roles? While reading the documents for the DBQ, you start seeing there's political documents, technology documents. You can talk about World War II tech, tanks, all that stuff, economics, unemployment, all that stuff. You're like, okay, I'm going to make a 3-part thesis that answers the question prompt, and in it, I'm going to make an actual statement. So they're asking me a question, and I'm going back with them and making an actual valid point, an argument I'm going to be arguing, right? Like a thesis I'm going to be making an argument with. So he says, although counterclaim this side of the argument is good, ultimately your claim it's because of this, and also another reason ultimately did this, right? It could be for any time period, any concept. For AP World, AP European History works great. So here with the going back to my example, although new advances in military weapons technology, part of that Sprite topic I'll talk later on, played a major role in leading up to World War II. So even though this was important, right? Like I'm going to give this credit over here, making an argument. Ultimately, I'm like, this is my argument. Ultimately, the major influences leading to World War II were underlining unemployment, instability, meaning economics, right? And also the of the region and the rise of authoritarian regimes, the political factor such as Adolf Hitler or Mussolini or something like that caused World War II. So you see I'm acknowledging different sides of an idea, even though the actual question was how did politics play a major role in World War II, I'm covering politics, but I'm saying a whole lot more is that I'm going to be making a point or an argument that shows you that this is there, but I'm going to have a counterclaim or an argument and a counter argument to it, and I'm going to say this is more important, or this is what really did it, or this is the thing that's to focus on. And that's kind of like how you want to practice. And then once you do this three-part thesis statement, using Sprite terminology is a good way to go, and I'll make another video for that, is that once you get this point down, you basically made your blueprint for your whole essay. You have a counter argument paragraph. You can have either, it can go two, usually out of three, it can be 2 and 1 or 1 and 2. So one paragraph can be a counter argument paragraph with two argument paragraphs making your point, or two paragraphs can be counter arguments, and you can make an argument paragraph. Usually you want to go for two arguments and then one counter argument. That usually helps for this section here. The only way you would do the argument or counter argument or would be if it's a compare and contrast essay. That's where you really want to go into more of it, making it equal. But really for the DBQs, you want to make it two arguments and one counter argument would help out. And in this sentence here, this although thesis, you have a counter argument for your first paragraph, and then your two are your argument. But in them, you kind of have the blueprint for everything. All right, I hope this has been helpful, and let me know. Like, subscribe, do all that jazz. All right, take care.